When most people set up website monitoring, they're really just checking one thing. Does the page load? And that's fine for a basic uptime check. But once you're running a real service, you quickly realize something. Your website can return a perfect 200 OK and still be completely broken. So in this video, I'm going to show you the most useful intermediate HTTP settings in StatusCake, the ones that let you monitor more than just up or down. We'll cover content matching, redirect validation, user agent control, custom headers, and a few small tweaks that make alerts much more meaningful. Let's jump in. So first, inside any HTTP uptime test, you'll see a selection called Email Templating Settings. This is optional, but it's very useful if you have lots of tests. You can customize things like the outbound sender email, the subject line, and free text that gets included in the alert. So for example, instead of an alert just says website down, you can make it instantly clearer which system it belongs to, like checkout downtime production. Most teams don't change this for every test, but if you're monitoring critical systems, this can be a really nice quality of life improvement. Now this next section is probably the single biggest step up from beginner monitoring, content matching, because uptime doesn't always mean usability. For example, your homepage loads but is showing an error banner. Your login page loads but authentication is broken. Your site is returning a cached maintenance page, or a load balancer is serving the wrong content. StatusCake lets you check for an exact phrase or HTML snippet inside the page. So here in content phrase, you can enter something like welcome back, add to cart, or even just your company name. Then you decide the alert condition. Trigger alert if found. This is useful if you want to detect something bad like error, out of stock, maintenance mode. Trigger alert if not found. This is the most common one because it means if this text disappears, something is wrong. So rather than only detecting outages, you're detecting broken experiences. And honestly, this is where HTTP monitoring becomes genuinely powerful. Just below that, we have a simple toggle, Validate SSL. If you enable this, the test will fail if the certificate expires, the chain becomes invalid, or HTTPS negotiation breaks. Most people leave this option on for product sites. It's a quick way to avoid surprises. Next, we have the user agent field. This one is more important than most people realize. Some websites do things like block unknown bots, require a browser-style agent, or serve different content to mobile versus desktop. So if your site is returning something unexpected or blocking monitoring requests, setting a normal browser user agent can immediately solve it. You don't need to overthink it. Most teams either leave it blank or set it to something standard like Chrome. And now this is one of my favorite intermediate options, the final location. A lot of sites rely heavily on redirects. For example, HTTP redirecting to HTTPS, old pages redirecting to new paths, or login routes redirecting to auth providers. The problem is, redirects can break silently. So what StatusCake allows you to do is say, hey, this test must eventually land on this final URL. So if you expect /login to redirect to /auth, you can lock that in. And if it redirects somewhere unexpected, you get alerted. This is especially useful for security issues, misconfigurations, CDN routing mistakes, or broken application flows. Finally, we have custom headers. This is where monitoring starts to become more tailored. Headers let you do things like add an API key, monitor internal endpoints, send authentication tokens, include special routing flags for your infrastructure. A really common example is monitoring something like /health. This isn't public, but it's absolutely critical. You can pass the required header here and StatusCake will monitor it just like any other page. Now, we're not going to get into full post requests or complex payloads yet. That's advanced monitoring. But for most teams, custom headers are the first step into monitoring the parts of your service that actually matter. So that's the intermediate level of HTTP uptime monitoring. To recap, you can now detect broken pages with content matching, validate redirects end where they should, prevent false alerts with user agents, monitor protected endpoints using custom headers, and customize email alerts for important systems. This is where uptime monitoring stops being just, is it online, and starts being, is it actually working?